Welcome back to Middlefield Custom Sawmill. Today we're interrupting our regularly scheduled program for a special project. Nate needs some timbers for the Paul Bunyan show, so you'll see what's happening with those at the show or on his channel, but I told him I'd help him saw them. So this log is going to become a 6 by 8 by 13 foot beam. Currently the log's 14 foot long, and it appears to me to be just barely big enough to get a beam out of it of that size. So here's a quick look at the log. I was trying to figure out what kind of wood this is, and so I gave it a cut here, just a nice straight edge. This looks like hemlock. This is a nice piece of wood here. So this ought to make a perfect beam. This is going to be the main beam in the thing he's doing. So I'm going to do my best to cut it straight. And over here you can see I kind of sketched out on there. I don't know if you can see those logs with the sun, those lines, but you can see it loses the corner right there and right there. But the log is a foot too long, and I think that'll be fine. Yeah, I think this broken off part here will be gone by the time you cut it to length. So I am going to cut this like I cut all my beams. You see how the blade is up above the line? I cut them all a little big, and then I take a final cut to get them straight and flat in case they warp while I'm cutting them. Sometimes wood does that. Anyway, that's the theory. We're going for it. So what I can tell you, this method of cutting it close and then doing the final cuts once you got 4 flat sides, that's what I did for these big beams up here on my sawmill, and it worked out good for those, so I think it'll be okay. We'll see. That is a long log. Let's try and roll this by hand. You up a little higher. What I was just doing just now, I was using the square on this side, and I went across the blade and measured this side square to the blade. That's the best way to get it square. I'm actually leaving a lot of room from where I should be cutting because these are getting too heavy. Holy smokes. It smells like pine, but it looks like hemlock. No, that's pine. We're good. So we can see what we're working with. Definitely pine. I can tell by the smell. That is a long log. We got a ways to go yet. I like the knots. They're pretty. Not good for beams, but they're small enough. And you can see that'll get cut off There's just these little things. It'll be fine for a beam, for big timber. All right, let's keep going. We gotta roll this over again now. Let the toe board down. Well, that's easy to handle. So when you're cutting a big beam out of a little log, you kind of have to get some flat sides so you can see where you're at as far as whether there's going to be wane or, you know, what side needs to move up or down, and then you can do the final adjustment. So this cut was just to give me an idea of where I am wane-wise on the side of this. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of wane still, even though I am high. I may have to shift my square down just a hair. I won't know till I get the other side cut which way I'm going to shift it, but I'm going to shift a little bit to get rid of the wane. Get the best beam I can. Don't tell Nate this is pine. Let him think it was hemlock. All right, well, let's take the top off it. Now I have to kind of look this over and decide what sides to take in. So right now we're at 11 1/4, 11 1/4 by 9 3/4. So I need an 8 by 10. 11 1/4 this way, that means I got 1 1/4 to work with in this direction. And I've got wane here and wane here. So I'm probably going to take like 3/4 of an inch off this side. I got 1 1/4, so I take 3/4, that leaves me a 1/2 inch. So 3/4 here, 1/2 inch here. And that'll give me 10 inches. And this way I was at 9 3/4, so I got 1 3/4 inches to work with. If I split it, it's going to take 1/2 off this edge, 1/2 off this edge, 7/8 off each side. Let's take a 7/8 inch cut off the top here. Get this thing going. I think what I'll do is I'll cut the top and the bottom. That'll give me my 8 inches. And then I'll flip it up and cut this side and this side. 7/8 of an inch from 9 3/4 is 8 7/8. It's a final cut for the top. Alright, so you can see it got a big chunk of the wane is now gone from this corner. So, it also got rid of a bunch of wane from the other side. Don't tell Nate, but I got this nice board out of it too. So this side has the final cut on it already. So now, check this. Oh yeah. This is why Nate gives me these to saw. There's no light coming through anywheres on that. I mean, that's as square as you get. This side here, we're going to take a 1/2 inch off of. And there's a little bit of wane here in this corner, and a little bit right here, so a 1/2 inch will be plenty. Yes, I got lazy. I was supposed to be cutting this side. I know. It was one less turn. It was one less turn doing it this way. And that's heavy wood, so that's a nice edge all the way down. So whatever this is at, it needs to go down to 8 inches now. And is it clean underneath? No, it's not. Let's roll it back and see why it's not laying flat. Because of that. Coming back over. So what I did there is I need to double check. That is right at 8 inches. And George gets another board. The only wane on this edge is right here at the end where there was that big split. We're at 8 inches. Oh yeah. Okay, so going across. Going across. That's 8 inches. Going up and down. Get on there, you. Going up and down. Stupid magnet. Going up and down, we're at 10 inches. Oops. Right there. Perfectly square on that side to that side. Turn it around, flat on top, square down the side. Doesn't get any better than that. Alright, so here's the beam out in the daylight. You can see the pith is centered. That's one end. I'll go around the other end. There's the other end. There was a little crack in the log. You can see a dark line there. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And George gets some boards out of the deal. They're all weird thicknesses, but they're boards. I can use them for something. So that's it for today. I'm not putting any more in this video. I've got plenty more beams to cut. I've got stickers to cut. I don't know how I'm gonna get all this done in time, but that's it for now. See ya. Thanks for watching. Doesn't know I'm here. I hope we got enough. Yeah, I don't know.
George!
Shit. You idiot!
Sorry, man.